Imagine a scenario where governments possess the capability to project enormous and lifelike holograms into the sky over entire societies, featuring images of deities significant to specific regions. Consider the repercussions if such a spectacle were to speak, with the words seemingly transmitted telepathically as thoughts directly into people's minds. Alarming as it may sound, this scenario might not be confined to the realm of science fiction, as the technology for large-scale deception and psychological manipulation has been in existence for decades. In October 2015, the UK Express reported instances of floating cities appearing in China, first over Foshan in the Guangdong province and, a few days later, in the province of Jiangxi. In May 2015, residents of Dalali in Lanzai South Ward, Daratso, Africa local government of Bauchi State, Nigeria, reported witnessing a city hovering above their village on multiple occasions. The apparition included cars and emitted mechanical sounds. Speculations abound that these visions were created by governments possessing advanced technology capable of projecting large-scale holograms and that they are being tested on unsuspecting citizens to assess their reactions. While skeptics tend to dismiss visions of floating cities as natural meteorological phenomena, it is worth considering whether the government has the technical feasibility and motivations for projecting such massive holographic images. The answer to both questions is yes, and the capability to do so has often been referred to as Project Blue Beam. Holography, a method for generating three-dimensional images, relies on an interference pattern between two sets of single-wavelength light waves. A single laser beam is divided into two parts, one to illuminate the object and the other, known as the reference beam, reflected by a mirror. When these beams converge, they form an interference pattern, ultimately producing a hologram capable of recreating a three-dimensional image of the original object. Since at least the early 1990s, the U.S. military has been exploring the potential of creating massive holograms for deployment in large-scale deception missions conducted by Special Operations Forces. A military physicist found that projecting large, three-dimensional objects that appeared to float in the air was indeed feasible. Specifically, this capability may be achieved through the High-Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, HAARP, located in Alaska. HAARP, in basic terms, utilizes high-energy beams of scalar physics technology, based on Nikola Tesla's concepts, to manipulate the upper atmosphere of the planet. One application of HAARP involves the ability to project large-scale images into the sky. I will create a separate video covering the various applications that HAARP is reputed to have, so please like and subscribe to my channel if you are interested in such topics. In February 1999, the Washington Post revealed that the U.S. government was considering projecting an image of Allah over Baghdad as part of military efforts to destabilize Saddam's regime during the First Gulf War. The article also disclosed the establishment of a secret program in 1994 dedicated to advancing holographic technology for applications in psychological operations, PSYOPs. These PSYOPs are employed to influence the behavior, emotions, and objective reasoning of their targets. The technology is said to be so advanced that it can even transmit electronic signals to the brains of blind people, enabling them to see the hologram from inside their mind. In addition to the ability to project images, patents related to voice-to-skull, V2K, technology were established more than 2 decades ago. V2K, based on the microwave auditory effect, employs microwaves to transmit wireless, receiverless speech communication directly into people's heads. A military page on voice-to-skull technology, before being removed but archived across the web, indicated that sound modulation in V2K technology could be utilized for implanting subliminal messages. Another possibility involves using extremely low frequency, ELF, from 3 to 3000 Hz to induce an altered state in a person. It is a form of electronic sorcery and can lead to various symptoms, including seeing and hearing things like phantoms, balls of light, demons, and aliens. Even if the government indeed possesses the capability to employ Project Blue Beam, what could be their motivation? The ultimate objective of Project Blue Beam is to introduce the religious dimension of the New World Order, specifically by creating a one-world religion with Lucifer, Antichrist, as its deity. This objective is pursued through 4 distinct steps. Firstly, staged earthquakes, utilizing HARP, at precise locations worldwide will lead to supposed new archaeological discoveries, explaining that the fundamental doctrines of all major world religions are wrong. This aims to convince the population that religious doctrines have been misunderstood and misinterpreted. Secondly, a grand space show featuring laser projections of multiple three-dimensional holographic images worldwide will present itself as the image of God, speaking in all languages. Third, electronic telepathy, facilitated by V2K technology in extremely low frequency, ELF, very low frequency, VLF, and low frequency, LF, waves, will infiltrate people's minds. Individuals will believe that God is communicating with them directly through their minds. Steps 2 and 3 are designed to simulate the universal fulfillment of ancient prophecies in most religions, envisioning a Messiah-like figure that will appear at the end of times. The most famous examples of these prophecies are the Rapture and Second Coming, originating from Christian theology, which anticipate a future event where believers are lifted from the earth to join Christ in heaven. The rapture is seen as a moment of divine rescue for faithful followers, while the Second Coming refers to the anticipated return of Jesus Christ to earth to establish his reign and fulfill biblical prophecies. Thus, the government utilizes the sky as a vast movie screen, with space-based laser-generating satellites projecting simultaneous images worldwide in every language and dialect, tailored to regional and national religious beliefs. Coupled with computer animation and sound effects seemingly emanating from space, followers of various faiths will witness their respective messiahs in incredibly convincing and lifelike detail. The various images of Christ, Muhammad, Buddha, Krishna, and others will merge into one God. This one God will, in fact, function as the Antichrist, who will explain that the various scriptures have been misunderstood, that the religions of old are responsible for turning brother against brother, nation against nation. The religions of the world must be abolished to make way for the one world religion, representing the one God they see before them. In the 4th step, 3 events unfold. The first aims to make mankind believe in an imminent alien invasion targeting major cities globally. This deception is intended to unite nations with nuclear capability in a global military space weapons program, paving the way for a global government. As far back as the 1970s, German scientist Werner von Braun, director of NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center, warned about a plot to stage a fake alien attack. The second event targets Christians, making them believe in a significant rapture orchestrated by an alleged good alien force coming to save them from a satanic attack. This encourages complacency and the removal of opposition to the New World Order. The third event involves a combination of electronic technology that will simulate supernatural forces. Ghosts, specters, and poltergeists are projected globally through frequencies traversing fiber optics cable, coaxial cable, electric, and telephone lines, penetrating all electronic equipment and appliances with a special microchip installed by them. Unaware that these are merely illusions, the populations will be pushed to the brink of suicide, violence, and psychological disorder. After the chaos, it is believed that humanity will be ready for the introduction of a new Messiah to establish peace everywhere, even at the cost of their freedom.